A few of the Comicsgate kings are laughing in private about this right now. From Comics Beat, which is the severely failing, far left-wing propaganda website, fake comics journalism run by infamous whisper networketeer Heidi McDonald, comes this article. Numerous comic creators band together to stop Project 2025. And then it lists some of the most annoying leftists, cancel culturists, cancel pigs in mainstream comics. I'm so glad I don't work for the mainstream anymore. Let's take a look at this. Hey, by the way, if you're new here and you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing or resubscribing to this channel. We need you around here, and thank you very much. Here we go. Comics Beat, and this is what they do. I mean, this is how the mainstream is. There is one train of thought over there. It's always the most paranoid MSNBC, Rachel Maddow inspired propaganda garbage. And they all believe it, too. It's incredible. With the U.S. presidential election now just a month away, multiple comic creators have literally defecated their diapers and decided to create a rather low-effort online anthology called Stop Project 2025, designed to inform voters about Republican candidate Donald Trump's agenda, should he be reelected this November. First and foremost, of course, Project 2025, not Donald Trump's agenda, but if it is, that's great. It should be. It's pretty base. But no, it's the Heritage Foundation. They created Project 2025, which was just like, hey, in order to undo the radical left-wing damage that's been done over the course of the last, the Obama administration. Trump had a good 4 years, but he was distracted, I think, by all kinds of stuff. Hopefully he learned his lesson and he'll be more focused this time. And then, of course, we've had Joe Biden, who's basically not even driving the vehicle anymore, not even driving the bus. Somebody else is driving the bus. Isn't that weird? Who is it? We know who it is, don't we? Anyway, Mandate for Leadership 2025, the conservative promise. Let's hope so. Which outlines what they would want Trump to enact if he returns to the White House. All right, so these people have made a comic book. And you could go here. Project 2025 is a detailed plan to shut you up. Yes! Oh, my God. I need that plan. I need that plan to be put into effect and to shut you out. That's great, man. We need to shut up these leftists and shut them out as much as possible. We don't do that. And that's the thing. Conservatives, we actually don't do that. We allow these people. We're patriotic. We allow them to have a voice. We believe in actual democracy. You matter and you have a voice. That's true, and it's a shrill one. All right, so this is what it is. A bunch of these people decided to get together and make what I would call these are like the equivalent of those Christian comics in which the devil would come. Chick tracts. They were called chick tracts way back in the day, where they were just kind of like, if you play Dungeons and Dragons, the devil's going to take over your soul, make you shave your head, and you will carve a pentagram into your forehead and you kill your parents and all this stuff. That's what chick tracts were. They were pretty funny. This is kind of the equivalent of that, half-heartedly done by, and ham-fistedly done by some of the most annoying people in mainstream comics. And I got to tell you, the most annoying and shrill cartoonists and writers and colorists in mainstream comics are the ones that really control the narrative, the conversation, and the gatekeeping of the mainstream comic book industry, which is why comics are the way that they are. And yesterday we looked at Nightwing and what they were doing in Nightwing. They turned him into a complete joke, and that's, again, somebody just bought a Heather Swain action figure. Thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these comics. Shall we? Won't we? Let's go. First and foremost, the contributors here, a list of all the people who, we talk about comic book pros want you dead. They hate you. Mostly everyone here does. There are a few who probably mean well. I think Scott Dunbier is a pretty good guy, for example. A couple of other people who are good, but the rest of them have all been in your boy Zach videos. Yeah, they really truly do hate. If you are a conservative, God forbid that you're a Trump supporter, these people really do completely despise you. And so here is like the blasphemous cover. It's Trump raising his hand after he'd been shot, and the American flag is on fire though. And then he's holding. Look at this. Is this AI? Who painted this? Look at his little thumb. Look at this. Who did that? Project 2025. Comics Guide to the Republican Plan to End Democracy. We don't have a democracy. We have a representative republic. Representative republic. To the republic for which it stands. We hire representatives to, make most of the choices for us. Otherwise, every single political decision would be up to all of the people all of the time, which would be good. It would just be a little bit more complicated. So when they say end democracy, usually they're borrowing this phrase from MSNBC and other places like that. It's end our democracy. And our is a really important pivotal word here because they're referring to globalists. They're referring to the shadow government, our democracy, the democracy, what they call a democracy that they own. They get to choose, not you. And these people haven't caught on to that yet. These weird leftist cartoonists. I mean, how could they? They live in hovels. They eat cat food. So what do you think? The comic book leftists, what do you think their number one concern is? What do you think they're mostly afraid of with Trump's policies? Do you think it's immigration? Do you think it's wars, foreign wars? Do you think it's taxes? Do you think it's the schools? Do you even think it's abortion, which is something that it seems most leftists are absolutely obsessed with? Must kill babies. Must kill these infants. No. Anti-trans discrimination, folks. And it's no wonder. Look at the way that they depict a trans person here. This is how they think trans people look. And they have to make them into cartoon characters and make them kind of cute. Most of the guys who work in comics have become so female-brained by having to listen to and kneel to feminists that a lot of them are probably considering going trans themselves, and they absolutely should. Here they are scaremongering, fear-tacticking each other with lies. Let's start with the top, page 5. Pornography manifested today in the omnipresent propagation of transgender ideology. So they interpret this as any trans person's story would be labeled as pornography. Our lives, our experiences, every part of us, immediately followed by pornography should be outlawed. The people who produce and distribute it should be in prison. I think what they're actually referring to here is something like gendered queer. It's not that your story should be outlawed for people who want to hear it, who are adults, who want to read about it. It's that there shouldn't be bizarre, weird groups of political activists who put your nonsense into public school libraries at taxpayer expense, where children under the age of 8 can watch two men, one of whom is transitioning, having oral copulation with another one. That's all. That should be illegal. I agree with that. I don't think that should be legal at all. And but of course that's going to lead to could kill them. Look, it could kill them. It's going to kill them. Guys, I know that's a lot to keep track of. I haven't even covered all of the anti-trans proposals. If you take nothing else from this, take this. For transgender people across America, defeating Trump and Project 2025 isn't just a political race. It's a fight for survival. It's weird because it seems like trans people have done okay up until now. And now more than ever, it's like they've got all kinds of special protections and attention. But these people insist on lying and fear-mongering, and that's really how they do it. And this is like, I'm just a bill. This is about authoritarianism here, and apparently Trump and Putin, and a bunch of other. Look at they have bloody faces here. They're going to kill the Constitution and then turn the country into a fascist authoritarian state, which is interesting because, in my experience, the left. The ones who work really hard to destroy people's lives because of their politics have brought us closest to authoritarianism and fascism. And you guys all know this. Like, This is who these people are. Remember to vote. That's how democracies work. Doesn't matter if you vote, because when these people are in charge, what they do is subvert your vote by allowing millions of illegal immigrants in, and then give them the ability to vote and their votes to count through little carve-outs in the law that say things like, if you are under the impression that you have the right to vote, then your vote will count. So all these illegal immigrants have to do is believe that they have the right to vote, and then their vote will count, and these illegal immigrants will be bused and are being bused to vulnerable districts in swing states. That's how democracies work to the left, and unless we're able to fix that somehow and make that so that that is not something where people who are not Americans, who don't pay taxes into the system, into our system, and do not belong here, until they cannot vote. I'm sorry, there is no real democracy, and votes, are kind of irrelevant. This just seems like something that propaganda to be told to illegal immigrants. This is the big one with the left. They're worried that Trump is going to defund educational PBS programs. They even mentioned Sesame Street here, but this is the way the left operates. They don't understand that Sesame Street and most of the programs that are on PBS for kids have become enormous cash cows, and we should not be funding them. Your taxes should not be taken out of your paycheck to feed your family in order to keep something like Sesame Street on the air, especially since just recently HBO purchased Sesame Street. Any capitalist would realize when you see Tickle Me Elmo dolls and Sesame Street toys and like clothing, apparel, merch out the wazoo, it is a self-sustaining, self-funding television show for kids, and therefore saying they're going to kill Sesame Street by not, forcing you to pay for it on PBS. This is a lie. These shows, there's no reason why these children's shows can't be commercialized to become self-funding, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows Sesame Street is probably like a multi-billion-dollar IP, and you're paying for. Did you know that? Like, your tax dollars are going to fund Sesame Street staying on the air. It's ridiculous. This artwork is ridiculous. I mean, if you really believed your country was going to fall to fascism, wouldn't you put some effort into your pamphleteering? What is this? What even is this? This is Jesus and Trump. Don't make fun of that. That's real. And then right here, I mean, this is their agenda, just spelled out. They're trying to get your kids, guys. They are. And, they're trying to scare you by saying that Christian nationalism is Nazism. But look at what they want. Of course, both Christian nationalism and Project 2025 want to censor LGBTQIA plus lives based on the bogus concern that children suffer the toxic normalization of transgenderism, with drag queens and pornography invading their school libraries. Yeah, you guys can knock that off right now. Just knock it off right now. What is it with drag queens only wanting to talk to kids? If it's so wonderful, if drag queens are so great and story time is awesome, how come drag queens aren't telling stories to senior citizens? How come it's only like your 5-year-olds that they're trying to put on a show for? Why do they have to do that? What is that anyway? That seems to be, there's definitely some sort of agenda behind it. These people want your kids. They want to reprogram your kids. And look at this. Of course, it's like, oh, it's a funny joke here. It's a guy with pornography and is, oh, you want to buy it? Yes. Well, that is you guys, essentially. You guys are putting things like genderqueer and lawnmower boy or whatever that was. What was that? Into public school libraries where kids can see fortunately terribly drawn, kind of like this, depictions of homosexual sex. And people don't want that. People don't want any of that in their public school libraries. Tough. Deal with it. Choke on it. Hey, SJWs, see that huge mountain of dicks? Why don't you... Man-made climate change is not real. It is a hoax. It is a way to empower and enrich leftists. They always complain. They've complained for decades and decades that the Earth is going to either cool or zero population or planet's on fire or, oh my gosh, there's a hole in the sky. There's always something that they're complaining about. There's always some new disaster awaiting. over the next 5 years, the Earth is going to ice over, the global ice caps are going to melt, and then we're all going to be underwater, and it's never going to happen. These are all lies, and it's time for us to just kind of say stuff it. Now, even if it were true, even if our pollution were affecting the climate, we're just the United States of America. We're really not much in terms of global polluters. It's definitely India and China. They're the ones who are polluting. And if global pollution is causing man-made climate change, then we would have to tell them to stop it. And guess what they're going to tell us if we tell them to stop it? They're going to say, blow it out your old wazoo. Therefore, we should not have any Green New Deals. We shouldn't be giving anybody any money so that they can try to create rainbow unicorn fart power to power our televisions in our homes or our cars. And yeah, we should be enjoying the Earth's blood, which is oil. I believe it replenishes itself, and there's lots of it. We should be using that. And with Trump, we will. And these people can cry about it all they want, but all it is just by us just saying man-made climate change is a hoax. The reason why they panic the way that they do is because it cuts off a huge revenue stream of theirs. But too bad. Oh, it's garbage pail kids. These are Trump's cronies, I guess. Yeah, anti-vax. That's right, you should be. If you still believe in the vax in 2024, there's something wrong with you. Censorship. Yeah, you think we're the ones censoring people? Sorry, that's not us. This is bizarre. Really strange. These people think that, these people think that, like, I don't know, what is this, our border here? And these are poor immigrants that want to sneak in and we're not letting them, so that makes us Nazis. You understand how mentally ill these people are? Handmaid's Tale. This is us oppressing women, I guess. Jill Baby Jill. What is this? Oh, drill baby drill. Absolutely. Now, we're against this. We don't want any environmental disasters, but we do need oil. Sorry. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not working. You guys, this is funny. Rando Calrissian. This is the one black MAGA guy in a crowd of white guys. Rando Calrissian. Score one. That's pretty clever. Our black guy. A smart one. Not one of the ones who aren't quite so good. Yeah, well, ours isn't so good. I gotta be honest with you. The one that I'm focused on with Trash Guys. Trans exclusion sues. Again, these people are absolutely obsessed. You are, look at this. She's going to say, look, if you are born biologically a man, you may not go into the ladies' room, and you may not compete in women's sports. And that's wrong. That's trans exclusion. These people are real. They really exist. The stuff that you listen to, Salty Cracker, make fun of and stuff, like, the left can't possibly believe that trans women or men, people who are born men, should compete in women's sports. Oh, yes, they do. And they do believe that these men in lipstick should be allowed in in the little girls' room. Of course they believe that. And here it is, right here. And these are Christians. They're like, no, you're not allowed. Correct amundo. And, of course, a chapter on libraries, because that is a major thing here. This is, again, most of the left's agenda is to get to your kids through the public schools. It is, okay? That is their main avenue. That's when they've got your kids and you're not paying attention. So here they are crying and complaining that Trump, and I think most right-wingers, not specifically Trump, but I mean almost everybody who's conservative, wants the libraries to gatekeep porno, what's considered to be sexually explicit artwork, books, information, for kids underneath the age of 8. They don't like this. They consider you, if that's what you are, if that's what you believe, this is you. Actually, that's pretty cool. That is me. This is me too, kicking a bunch of genderqueer weirdo comics over. I love it. And then they just pretend it's like, look, here's a book about a new black kid who's in school. That would be banned. A Raina Telgemeier book called Drama, and it's got a gay kid in it. This book should be banned because the author's last name is gay. Okay, that's good. What about actually like a genderqueer though? I mean, is that in here too? Other contributors to this project have elected to not have their names listed here. We respect. I don't blame them. If I had worked on this, I wouldn't want my name listed here either. It is an embarrassment. But I do agree with this. I know a few of my peers disagree with me about this. I think voting does matter. We have to get out to the polls to defeat these people, these creeps, these perverts, these weirdos. We do have to get out there and vote. They know it matters. Why don't we? Voting does matter. Get out there, vote for Trump. Vote for vote the straight Republican ticket this year. Let's get it done. Let's get these people out of here. It's just enough. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider hitting the subscribe button. And also consider backing Hellephant on Indiegogo. Wrath of Hellephant. New beautiful horror story about a circus elephant who witnesses her offspring being whipped to death, and then takes revenge on the mobsters and circus clowns and scumbags who allowed it to happen. Wrath of Hellephant on Indiegogo now. Beautiful illustrations, cover by John Malin. Thanks for your support, guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye.